Sundance Film Festival is an annual celebration of original storytellers and unique perspectives. John Barnes, a second-year WUVA member, had the opportunity to attend this year's festival with PBS NewsHour student reporting labs and interview actors from the film The Starling Girl. Here's an inside look.
What kind of drew you to this project, and why did you want to be a part of telling Jem's story?
Starling Girl and the way that Laurel Parmet approached it, it's like a very delicate story to tell, you know? Not everyone, this could go wrong in the wrong hands. And I think when I met Laurel and I got a sense of how she wanted to approach it and how intuitively sensitive she was to the subject matter, I felt like I would be in safe hands, and I felt like I would be able to, through her, be able to hopefully do service to the story and play a small role in shedding a light on what these kind of situations can look like when they're not so black and white, when they are teetering in this kind of gray area.
That actually ties into my next question. I was going to ask you, how did you approach sort of playing a morally gray character? Because, the relationship between you and Jem has a power dynamic and sort of sensitive.
It depended on the scene, Laurel we would try it a couple different ways and see, like a dial. We would kind of crank it and try and see and feel which direction felt more earnest and felt like it wasn't going to steer the audience in one direction or another, and keep it all from the point of view of Jem, Eliza's character. If you notice, the whole story is told from the point of view of Jem, which I think really allows the audience to kind of sink into her shoes a little bit better. There's never a scene in the movie that Jem as a character doesn't witness, so it really kind of allows Jem to be like a catalyst for the audience.
Was there any challenging scene in particular that was hard to approach with Eliza?
They were all challenging. A lot of it was uncomfortable, intentionally so. After the first act, every day going in to shoot, each scene was kind of a high wire act,
How did you take care of yourself in those moments where you were uncomfortable or under stress?
We would just talk about it openly. Eliza and Laurel and I had a really good dynamic, a very open dialogue, and Laurel really guided us in a way where there was no bad ideas, and we could try anything and talk about anything free of judgment, and it was really a discovery process with all of us.
I wanted to ask you what drew you to this project, and how did you approach playing Jem? Did you take any inspiration from your own life experiences?
What drew me to this project, I think, was Laurel as a filmmaker. I had seen her shorts, and her script was brilliant, and it's something that she had been working on for a really long time, and it felt so polished and so tight. It all just kind of worked. It's almost like it was meant to be.
Did you take any inspiration from your own life experiences when approaching this character?
Yeah. I think that, well, in a very sort of like far away sense, I went to like a Catholic school, and I understood that there's a certain strictness that comes to that, and so I drew a bit from that. I think she's such a relatable character that it wasn't too hard.
And this film features a lot of sensitive themes. How did you and Lewis sort of approach that power dynamic between your two characters?
It was difficult at times, and it involved a lot of conversation. But Laura took the lead, and she made sure we had different versions of multiple scenes so that she was able to kind of finesse it in the edit.
And last, we're a youth-based outlet. Is there anything in particular you want younger audiences to take away from this film?
Oh, younger audiences. I think it's like a very nuanced take on abuse in relationships, particularly ones with a big age gap. And if it challenges them to better understand abuse when they see it, I think that's what I'd want them to take away from the film.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was so great to meet you.
Thank you.